For number 27, here's the question. We are asked to solve for UR. In order to solve for UR, we must first write the equation d squared u over dr squared r plus 2 du over dr equals to 0. Then, multiply both sides with r, so r squared d squared u over dr squared plus 2r du over dr equals to 0. By using the Cauchy-Euler law or equation, we let u equals to r raised to m. So, find the first derivative of u. So, u prime equals to m r raised to m minus 1. And the second derivative of u is u double prime equals to m minus 1 times m times r raised to m minus 2. Then, r squared times m minus 1 times m times r raised to m minus 2 plus 2r times m times r raised to m minus 1 equals to 0. By simplification, we get r raised to m times m minus 1 plus 2m equals to 0. Factoring it out, rm times m squared minus m plus 2m equals to 0. Thus, r raised to m is not equal to 0. Then, by this equation, m squared plus m equals to 0. Factoring it out, m times m plus 1 equals to 0. We get m equals to 0 and m equals to negative 1. Then, u r equals to c1 plus c2 x raised to negative 1. Then, u sub 0 equals to c1 plus c2 a raised to negative 1. And u1 equals to c1 plus c2 b raised to negative 1. So, u1 minus c2 b raised to negative 1 equals to c1. Then, u sub 0 equals to u1 minus c2 b raised to negative 1 plus c2 times a raised to negative 1. Finding the value of c2, we get u sub 0 minus u1 over 1 over a minus 1 over b. Then, u1, substituting the value of c2 to this equation, we get u1 times u sub 0 minus u1 over 1 over a minus 1 over b raised to b negative 1 kasi 1. This process, we substitute the value of c2. So, we get u1 minus u sub 0 minus u1 over 1 over a minus 1 over b times 1 over b plus u sub 0 minus u1 over 1 over a minus 1 over b times 1 over r equals to u r. Then u1 times 1 over a minus 1 over b minus 1 over b times u sub 0 minus u1 over b minus a over a b equals to u r. By we distribute, so u1 over a minus u1 over b is u sub 0 b plus over b minus a b equals to u r. Canceling negative u1 over b and positive u1 over b, by simplification, we get u1 over 1 over a minus 1 over r u sub 0 1 over b minus 1 over r over 1 over a minus 1 over b u r. And by further simplification, we get the final answer of u r, or the value of u r is equals to u sub 0 minus u1 over b minus a times ab over r plus u sub 1b minus u sub 0a over b minus a. So this is now the final answer, which is the value of ur.